What is up, Saints? I'm back with another Christian Man Reacts video, where if you've been watching, you know the intent of my content is to present good and wholesome entertainment. Whether or not I do, that's up to you. Alright, so we're back at it again. Got the tan hat rocking, so you know we're going to be looking at music. And I'm pumped for this because I'm kind of, if you've watched any of these, you know I'm working on like a rotation of basically like three genres. I'm doing rock, rap, and then some sort of worship, whether that's pop or like old-fashioned gospel or country or Celtic or just some form of worship music. And my favorite, I'm a metalhead, so my favorite is when we look at rock. And we're back at it here again tonight. We're going to be looking at one of my all-time favorite Christian metal bands, Sleeping Giant. I think I've mentioned before, they're definitely in the top five. I have a hard time ranking them. Theocracy's one, and then everybody else kind of falls into 2 through 5 there. It might vary on, depending on how I'm feeling or what I've been, kind of jamming to recently. But Sleeping Giant is definitely up there. And just super pumped about this band. I love them. I think they stopped making music here just recently, maybe within the last year or two. I think I heard that. I don't know. My fandom isn't like an obsessive fan where like I study it and get all the albums. I just know what I like and I listen to what I like, and I love metal, and these guys are phenomenal. Might be one of like the first real heavy bands that I discovered. And they kind of have that aggressive, like growl type metal. I don't know what you call that. I don't think it's screamo. I think screamo is like a specific type of that growl, but they're that that type of music. I don't know what that genre is called, but I typically am not a huge fan of that. There's not a whole lot of bands that sing like that I like. And the reason being is a lot of times I can't understand what they're singing. I can't understand the lyrics. And the whole point of song is about expressing your love for the Lord. Music is worship. Music is praising God for what He's done. And so I need to be able to hear the praise in the song. I need to be able to hear what you're talking about. And so Sleeping Giant's one of the few bands where although they have that guttural growl sound to them, I can understand what they're singing about, and then they'll work in like melodious tones and chants, and it's just beautiful. And I've heard that they even like go into real like dark places with really dark, because that kind of metal can often be like there's a lot of that satanic, like just dark type in the secular world. And so like these guys can reach an audience that most people can't. And I've even heard they'll go into like places where that type of music is played, and I don't know if this is true or not, it might just be hearsay, but they'll go into a dark place like that and play their set, singing about God, singing about the Lord. They don't hide Jesus in their lyrics. They praise the Lord in their music. So it's just awesome. And I remember they have a song called He Will Reign. Man, it might have been the first time, I think it was the first time I ever heard it. I was laying in bed getting ready to go to sleep, and it was so powerful. It got me out of bed and on my knees worshiping and praying. It was just a really good song, and since then I've discovered like just all sorts of other great songs that they have too. So pretty pumped to look at them here tonight, and we'll see what we got. So, all right, I'm ready to go though. I got the Polar Seltzer water, raspberry lime flavor. So let's do this. All right, so here we go. We got a song called "The Army of the Chosen One." This is their official video. Off of Face Down Records. I guess that's the label they work under, or one of the labels. It's from the album Sons of Thunder. So I don't recall listening to this, but I think I've listened to that whole album multiple times. So I'm sure as soon as we start listening to it, it'll become familiar. But yeah, let's. I don't have a clue what we're about to watch with the video here, but let's check it out. I've heard this. So somebody praying, they will not give themselves to drugs, they will not give themselves to sex. That's cool. Like, just right out the gate, you know what these guys are about. I love that background singer, man. Yes, dude, it's just, oh, it gets you pumped. It's like, this is Armageddon music. Like, this is the music I picture. Like, this puts the fear into the devil and demons. This is the song, this is the anthem of war. Like, coming to do war with the devil. It's just, it's so good.
I've seen that journey, I felt the pain, I've reached into each and felt dark and fell existence. I see them rising, my quest is hard, till to my face an anger deep within despair. The day approaches, each life will close, the awesome day we see the lion and the bow. Chosen ones, chosen ones,
It's good stuff.
chosen ones. Father, where is the army? Rising in my visions. It's a generation, the dragon is speared in its face. Father, where is the army? Rising in my visions.
Father, where's the army I've seen in my visions? So he has like a vision of like just spirit-filled warriors for the cross, like warriors who don't play games. We're not the lukewarm church. Like, we're on fire. It's a battle we're in. So this is a warrior cry. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. Like, we live these comfortable lives, especially in America, where I'm coming from. I don't know where you're watching at, but the church just becomes, it just seems so lukewarm. We're just so comfortable. We don't fight. We don't war, spiritually speaking. I don't know what the video is about with all the zombie type stuff. I would assume, like, dead in our trespasses and sins. We're dead men walking until we get saved. The army of the chosen ones. We're looking for an army to raise up.
We are the generation, the dragon is speared in its face. It's like man. So we will find out who are the real revolutionaries.
What do you say? Soon we'll find out who are the real revolutionaries. I think that's what he said.
Someday we will see who's in this thing for real.
Who's in this this thing for real.
Someday we'll find out who are the real revolutionaries.
Soon we'll find out who are the real revolutionaries.
Someday we will see
Someday we will
who's
see
in this thing for real.
who's in this thing for real. Alright, I dig it. Yeah, that was good. Alright, so there was a quick song. I have heard that before. I didn't remember it because I wouldn't say it's it's not on my top 10 of their songs. I feel like they've got songs that just impact me a lot more. The prayer at the beginning kind of had like a little bit of that, I don't know, that charismatic IHOP flavor to it, so I don't know if these guys are Pentecostals. That would seem contradictory because usually Pentecostals are pretty legalistic and wouldn't appreciate this kind of music. Not all Pentecostals. I don't mean to make a blanket statement like that, but I used to go to an Assemblies of God church, and some of my closest brothers go to an Assemblies of God, but just that charismatic vibe in the prayer to begin with was kind of, all right, be careful with that. And then he kind of had that flavor with I've seen in my visions. Like, I don't know what he's getting at, but the overall, we need soldiers for the cross. We need people who are real about this faith. And I think his emphasis was soon we will see, like, persecution has a way of revealing who's true and who's not. A persecuted church will very quickly weed out the chaff, because they're not going to stick around when persecution comes. They're going to forsake the assembly. They're going to say, nah, I didn't count that cost. But the real ones, the ones who have counted the cost, are going to endure. And so I think that's the heart of what he was getting at there. It's like you hear those testimonies about like when the Russians would be persecuting Christians, and soldiers would burst into a Bible study and raise their guns and say, if you'll deny Christ, you can leave. And some people would and leave, and then the soldiers would put their guns down and say, all right, we just wanted to find out who the real brothers are. We're brothers too. And so like that's that idea there. And in America, like I say, we've had this comfortable, lackadaisical, lukewarm, Laodicean type church where there's no, it doesn't cost anything to be a Christian. And so you have a lot of materialistic, at least it appears, comfort-driven, worldly Christians, who, are they real? Where's the real revolutionaries? Where's the ones counting the cost, preaching the gospel, risking life and limb to bring the gospel to the nations? And I'm preaching to myself too, because do I do that? No. It's it doesn't cost us much to be Christians. I go out to the streets sometimes with gospel signs and tracts, but in America, there's no real threat. People might mock you, or at worst, spit at you or call the cops on you, but there's no real threat, like in some other places where you could be killed. And so I think that's the heart behind that song. Just, we need the real Christians. We need the real ones to stand up and to go forth and to bring the gospel to the nations. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give that song a 5. Like I say, it wasn't one of my favorites. They've got songs that are 10s, that will just overwhelm me and just they're so good. But it still had that power, the power riffs to it, and I love they get whoever that is that does the backup vocals with like the chanting. He does that on a lot of the songs, and man, it sounds so good. It's aesthetically pleasing. I enjoy it. We'll definitely check out some more of them in the future, Lord willing, if the Lord allows me to keep doing these. But that was enjoyable, and so I guess we'll wrap up there. I appreciate you guys watching with me as always, and I love you, and we'll talk to you next time.